Hey, you made it. I'm glad that you made it today. That's awesome. Hey, I have a quick question for you. Who are you? Hey, everybody. It's me, Sierra, the pool toy. Just wanted to come at you with another video tonight. Right now, we are sitting in the New Year's Eve celebration 2025 world in VR chat. It's a very pretty world. And I was just thinking that because we're just a couple days into 2025, it might be nice to think about things like our goals, New Year's resolutions. Do we have anything going on? Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Maybe we're still thinking about things that we want to get done this year. Well, why don't we go ahead and sort of have some thought on exactly what it is that we want to do. So, with the year just barely getting started, you might have some New Year's resolutions, you might have some goals for the year, but before you get started on any of that, I would really want to invite you to just sort of stop everything, reflect on the past year, and really ask yourself, who are you? Well, it sounds like an easy answer, and I'm Sierra, the pool toy. But what I really would like to ask you is, what did you do last year? What experiences did you have last year? What sort of values did you hold? Were there any new experiences that you did? Did you have any regrets from the past year? Why do you feel that way? Is there anything that was especially pleasant last year? The reason why it's important to ask yourself these kinds of questions is because it does give you a better sense of who you are. The things that matter to you, the things that brought you happiness, the things that you know you need to avoid, those are all important for understanding yourself as a whole. And just having the knowledge of who you are and where you are right now. You might not have the best picture of yourself right now. You might have a great picture of yourself. But you also have another picture. And that's the picture of who you know you can be and the person that you want to be. And they usually don't match up. And that's okay. Because it's always going to be an ideal self. That is the absolute perfection of who we would love to be. All the skills, all the great stuff, all the certain values that they hold. We want that. And that's okay. But we gotta do some work. Now, you're probably wondering, well, what kind of work? What do I gotta do? Well, I'm gonna save that for another video. But in this video, the important thing is understanding where you want to be versus where you are right now. And a lot of people, they have the ideal, they know where it is, they know exactly what that image is supposed to be, and sometimes people don't. If you don't know what it is that you really want to aim for, you're probably not going to get there. And so it is vital that you have an understanding of the kind of person that you want to be, even if you're not that person right now. It's okay. So, but the problem becomes, how do you know how to get to there if you don't know where here is? I know. You need to understand the distance that you are from where you want to be. If you're trying to get to New York, you'll have a very different path if you're starting in Louisiana or California. Eventually you'll get there, but it really helps to know which direction you're going in. So, definitely try to make sure that you start to build on that understanding of who you are and where you are with the type of person that you want to be. So, now we need to actually break down exactly who you are. Now, it's not going to be exact, actually, because you're going to be constantly evolving, you're going to be constantly changing, and you're also going to have your own biases as you sort of assess yourself. But the main thing that you need to try to find out is, what are the things that brought you joy this year? What are the things that bothered you a lot this year? What are the things that you had control of? And what are the things that you didn't have control of? And for the things that you had control of, was there anything where you didn't make the best choice? It happens. I have my own issues that I'm working on. And, I have an image of my ideal self. But I just have things to work on. Everybody does. And that's totally fine. I like to play that I'm perfect, but, not quite. I'm close. I am close. I'm close to perfect. But what we need to do, though, is sort of assess, do we have any shortcomings in where we are right now versus the kind of person we want to be? And so that's the thing that's going to be really what helps you determine what your goals are going to be, what your resolutions should be, and the things that are going to sort of ultimately let you be the person who's the most fulfilled by what you're doing. Because it's not easy. You're kind of like, you have to take an honest take on your life. It's not fun. It's like frustrating sometimes. Because, there's plenty of times when we're not proud of what we're doing. We're not proud of who we are at the moment. We're focused on growing, but it's not easy. And some of us have more to work on than others, and some of us are at least on the path. Nothing's more frustrating than seeing somebody who is struggling and that you could tell that they cannot figure out what they need to do. But you can't do anything for them. Isn't that embarrassing? It ain't embarrassing. Don't be that person. You got to look at yourself. You got to give yourself an honest look. You got to be frustrated probably when you see yourself versus your ideal. You don't want to be just assuming that everything's going perfectly. There's a lot of growth to do. And it's incredibly helpful if you are as just brutally honest with yourself as possible. But, and that's a big but in there, but also make sure to celebrate the positives. Because it's not all negative. Yes, you're not your ideal. That's okay. You're going to keep working on that. But also there are good things about you. And there are things that you bring to others as a positive. So understand what those things are too. Maybe you're just a really good listener. Maybe you're fun. Maybe you're just great to hang around. And it's just all these cool things. But make sure that you incorporate that into your self-image. What are the things that you're good at? What are the things that you struggled with? And just sort of assess, like, all right, this is what I do. This is how it happens. These are the things I tend to do. When this happens, I do this, and then try to judge that against, like, well, would the best me do that? Would the best me continue the way I'm going right now? What are the things that I can do? And then once you start really having that good self-image, because a lot of people don't know who they are. A lot of people will continue to change depending on who they're with. And it's not great. It doesn't help your sense of identity. And you need to have a good identity. An identity that is solid, that you are aware of, that is your starting point for wherever you want to be. And then once you have all that actually settled, it's time to move on to the next step. So, what is the next step? Well, this step is understanding who you are, where you want to be. Now, from that point, you can set up your goals. You can set up your New Year's resolutions in a way that helps you become from here to becoming there. And that is becoming. It's not just a goal of, I want to learn another language or something, which is a perfectly good goal to have. But I always kind of feel like New Year's resolutions are more about changing something about who you are. Maybe you're going to try to find a way to relax more so that when stressors do come around, you're better able to handle them. And you're going to be a healthier person. You're not just going to lose weight, you're going to become a healthy person. It's very important to sort of work on those things. I'm going to be more social this year. I tend to be more of a keep to myself kind of person. And, it's not bad to try to become a more social person. The ideal me is very relaxed, loves to hang out with people, and just is always out there, being able to be social. But, we'll see how that goes. If I assess how I did last year, I got better. I did get better. I'm not there yet, but I got better. This is not a request for new friends. Thank you, though. I appreciate you asking. This is a video. So, thank you. But, yeah, that's sort of it. Is this, you know who you are now. You know who you want to be. And so you can start setting the direction for your life that takes you there. And it's really important that you do. Because the best you is the best for everybody. And I really hope that you're working toward becoming the best you that you can be. Because I want to see the best you. Thanks, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful new year. And I hope that this year is going to be the best year yet. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.